This is the best day ever. I'm covered in paint. Look. Look at the state of my hands. I didn't think it was worth... well, I have tried. I have actually tried to clean them with a baby wipe, but I'll give them a good scrub later. So what have I done here? Apart from make a mess, of course. I've done exactly the same technique as I was using on the Botanical. And I mixed white gesso with some burnt umber, a little bit of burnt sienna, and black, all cheap paints. And I painted that on. And then I sprayed it with some Distress Oxide spray, Walnut Stain, which gave it this lovely sheen, like this grey. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a greyish sheen because it reacted with everything I was spraying on it. And Walnut Stain spray stain. I also sprayed a little bit of this, which is watered down watercolour ink, which gave it a bit of an orangey feel. Let me just flip it over so you can see the mess I've done on the other side as well. Okay. And after that, what I did was I used my gold paint, gilding polish. You could use acrylic, and if you had, well, I probably got copper somewhere. I mean, copper I think would be really nice as well. You could just use anything you've got, any cheap paints. But like I said earlier, you don't have to do this. You can quite easily use something like a pack like this. You can get in any art store or Amazon. You know, they're not cheap, but they certainly do give you all the, you know, the sort of style and the ideas and the colours and things. So you could always just pop them on there and just cover each panel. But that'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Too easy for this job. So the other thing I did was use a little bit of a file folder and did exactly the same technique on this. And this is what I'm going to have a go at stenciling on, because I'm thinking if I ruin this, it doesn't matter. And if I just put this together, oh, it's such a mess here. Oh dear. With this one, the smaller one is going to go in. See how, oh, I've already cut the pockets as well. I got rid of my mistake there. So the smaller one's going to go in, and the front cover is this, and we've got a coin envelope to go over that, but that's not going to be stuck down. So what I want to do is put this on top like that. So that will be stuck down, and then the coin envelope will go on top. So I've got, what have I got here? I've got these. So I did go and purchase a couple of things to help me with this style, which look really cool. And I might end up using them. But the first thing I want to try is the stencil. So this is Craft Treat. I got this from Amazon. I'll leave the link in my Amazon list. So I thought I'd give this a go. The only problem with it is that it's quite small, which means I'm going to have to do little bits. Now the other thing I have got is I bought the 12 by 12 version. These were really cheap. That's why I bought them. They're probably going to be absolutely horrendous, but anyway, let's see what this looks like. Because this will cover the whole thing. I thought this would be too big, but actually I might be able to get quite a good raised impression with that. Yeah, I'm going to use the big one. I can use this one for tags. So should we give this a go? So what I've got is my super heavy gesso, super hot mess, mixed with burnt umber. So what I thought is I'd get the stenciling done and not have it white, so it might be, well, I'm hoping it's going to be easier to actually bring up and paint. The other thing, the only thing I'm really worried about is this is going to be really dark. There's not much I can do about that really. Anyway, let's do this bit and let's see how it works. And if it's a disaster, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. Just having a play and just enjoying. Oh, I'm making a hot mess. Okay. Let's go. I fully expect this to be an utter belly flop. Already the colour is minging. And too light. So let's just see. Oh, just put my fingers in there. Oh, wow. Ooh. Okay. I got it all over me. Let's go for the reveal. Oh, it's not too bad. That'd be alright, wouldn't it? Put a bit of MAC on the side there. But yeah, that's not too bad. It's a bit messy on the bottom, but oh, I can wipe those bits off quite easily. There's my trusty rag. Which, oh, I got paint everywhere, guys. Well, at least I've got, you know, it's kind of steampunky, isn't it? I've tried. You can't knock me for trying. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And we'll spray a little bit and see what we can do with it. But I am thinking, oh, this is a bit, it is a bit dark. It's going to be dark on here, isn't it? Do I need to lighten this up? We'll see when it's dry. I'll be back. This is what I've ended up with. And what I did off camera was painted all the raised parts where I went over with stencil with a mixture of burnt umber and crimson red acrylic paints, because it was all a little bit the colour that I'd used, which was a mixture of sort of burnt umber and a gesso, it was like quite a strange colour. So I went over that. Then I went a bit mad and sprayed a little bit more of my distress spray there, and I also used the distress oxide. And you can see the distress oxide because it sort of gives it like this greyish sheen, which I really like. And what I'm going to do now, really quickly, is get my hands all dirty again, because, oh, why not, eh? That's the fun of this. And just quickly go over here and start mixing up. And, oh, I'm not really bothered about it looking too perfect or anything. This is all just part of the fun, isn't it? And yeah, I'm just going to go around it. I can't get every single raised edge perfect, so we'll just do what we can to give it a little bit of a metallic look. And if this sort of floats your boat a bit and you fancy giving this a go, then there are so many wonderful YouTube artists out there that do mixed media and steampunk mixed media. And I'm certainly going to have a look and do some more of this because I've really enjoyed it. And because I'm quite grungy by nature, I think steampunk suits me. Not so sure about the whimsical element of it. That's the bit I struggle with. So I like all the grungy stuff, but I don't know, some of the make-believe stuff is maybe not really I'm into. But I've definitely found the style to my liking. And if you've watched or you're going to watch any of my other videos as part of this collaboration, you'll see that I didn't get on too well with the other style that I chose and I had to swap. But there we go. Doesn't matter. We're all having fun. So there we are. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. And that's enough gold. Let's tidy my desk up a little bit here. What I also did off camera was have a look at how I wanted to decorate the rest of the cover. And I have used elements from two 12 by 12 pads. So this is the first one. So I did splash out a little bit on these, but I felt that I needed the inspiration really because I didn't have much elements to use when I started looking at the collaboration. And of course Rachel has given us a lot of freebies during the collaboration, so I've been able to incorporate those as well. But I did buy these when I knew that I was going to be doing steampunk. So that's the first one, and I've also used some elements from this pad as well, and I'll make sure that these are linked in my Amazon wishlist so you can go in and look at those and purchase them if they're available in your area. So yeah, so these are really nice and vibrant, so I do like them. So I've gone, because my base is very grungy, I've tried to lighten it up a little bit. So this is what it's looking like so far. And here I've just used some old plans and tea dyed them from my husband's work. And this is what the that goes there. This is what the back looks like, and then this element is going to go here. So if I flip it over again, bits are falling everywhere. It's nice though, isn't it? That's the problem with the pads, the 12 by 12 pads, is they often have really nice things on both sides, and then you've got to decide, you've got to make that huge decision of, well, which side you use. So what I've decided that I want to do is, even though I'm gonna cover it, but that's the thing about mixed media, you do this masterpiece and then you end up covering it all up. But I really need to lighten it up. So I've taken one of the pages from the 12 by 12 pad, and I think that would look really nice there. And then part of one of Rachel's 100 days challenge, we made some steampunk clusters. So I'm going to add that like that to there. So that does lighten it up, I think. So that's what I'm going to do. Before I do all that though, I need to strengthen the two spines. So I'm going to go and find some brown, I reckon, here and here, some brown fabric, and do a little bit of sewing. What you could also do, and I did think about this actually, is you could use something like, maybe I'll do that instead. That would be easier, wouldn't it? Yeah, packaging tape. I'll do that. I'll do some packaging tape, and I'll sew it on, just so that it's secure. And we'll come back and then we'll start placing these elements on, and let's see how it turns out. So I'll be back shortly. I've spent a little bit of time inking and gluing. So this is as far as I got. I've put all the panels down. So that's the front left. That panel's down. This is all glued up, so it's a pocket. On this side, I've just shown you that, haven't I? There's the back. On the front, what I've done is put that little piece of scrap there, put my cluster on top, and then I've glued these down with Fabri-Tac. So I quite like that until I've realised that I've glued that in the wrong place, because that's where my closure should be. So we're going to have to work that out, how to fix that. The other thing we need to fix is this. Oh, and just to say, I didn't sew anything. I literally just put the packaging tape on and grunched it up a little bit. And it has actually come off a little bit there, I think. But I quite like that, so I'm not going to bother covering it. Yeah, no sewing at all, just glue. And I used Uhu and very scrubby looking Arctic glitter glue. So we've got to fix the closure. We need to fix this pocket that just is not going to work. And then we've got to look at the journal pages to go in here. And we need to do a little bit of decorating because this is just too plain. Even though this is enough, but yeah, when you open it up then that's a bit boring, isn't it? I want to put something in here, some kind of pocket design. Going to add some tags, not too much bulk, but I'm going to add some tags. And on the back I'm thinking of doing some kind of journaling card or a little paper pad that you can unattach. So still quite a bit to do really, but anyway, let's not worry about it. Let's fix this. So first thing is, it's coming off. It's not going to work, and it's not going to work because I shouldn't have beveled those edges, and it's because of the bulk. It's really difficult to glue, especially as I'm not sewing, and I don't want to sew because it's kind of like a manly design. It's a more male oriented. You could definitely do steampunk in a more female style, I should say, not theme style. But I've gone quite grungy and yeah, male. So right, so that's come off. Could leave that blank, but no, I have set my heart on a pocket. So I'm just going to use a little bit of cardstock, and I am going to glue the life of this down. And what I'm going to do is just position that in place. This is quite a narrow pocket, so it is going to limit what I can put in there. But I think what I'll do is I'll just put a bulldog clip on the side here. And one on the bottom here as well, just to hold it in place for a little while. Okay, so that's that mistake done. So I've got to tackle the closure. Now I want a simple closure, I don't want any fuss. So what I'm thinking of doing is, as she looks for a pokey tool, right, so I've got my awl here. I'm thinking of popping a hole through there. No, I'm not going to be able to do it, am I? Because it is going to affect this pocket. There's just no. I can't have it not affecting that pocket. I based this on a template by GCare. Now she actually glued these pockets and just had one either side. So honestly, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I did want it open so I could slot something in, but no, I'm just going to have to glue it. Poke a hole in, and then I've made a little faux button here. All I've done is used some card, punch it a couple of times and just use cardstock on top. And what I was thinking of doing was then wherever the hole is just to cover it with that. I'll probably have to slit some of it there. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So here goes. I don't think I can use my crocodile because no, I really don't want to do this. It could be a total disaster. So I'm just looking at my crocodile. It's not going to go through there, is it? Let's have a look. That's going to be too big, isn't it? Yeah, it's too big. Pokey tool. Before I do it, I'm just thinking now, if it goes horribly wrong, I could always end up just putting something like that on there, couldn't I? Yeah, come on, let's go. Let's do it. We just got to do it. Don't matter how many projects I do, I never, ever remember about the closure. There's only a slither that I need to cut off. So I'm just going to draw that in. Not with that pencil. Now I'm sure there'll be viewers who will have a much better idea of how I could have fixed this or used a different type of closure. Please let me know if you think of anything. So I'm literally going to glue that on. With Fabri-Tac. But before I stick it down, I'm just thinking, how am I going to get... So I'm thinking of just having thread going through there. Do I need the thread before I glue it in? What do you reckon? I probably do, don't I? So I either have something like that, or I've got some of this. Elastic. No, elastic's not going to do it. I've got some of this leather. That would do it, I reckon, but I don't know if it'll go in the hole. But anyway, let's have a go. Let's just pull some of this. And what I'm thinking, will it go through the hole? Come on. What a faff. Oh wow, what a faff. Anyway, that's gone through. Just about. I gotta try and get it through here before I glue it in, haven't I? That was so funny. Oh, that's alright. That's gone in okay. Oh wow. Yeah, think of your closures ahead of time. That's my advice. I'm just going to leave that like that for now. I don't know how much of this I need. I'm probably worthwhile thinking about that before I carry on. So let me just take these off. So if I have the top one top one to tie there, and the inside one. What do I need now, Steph? Think. Does that need to go like that? Yeah, that's how it needs to go. This isn't going well today. Oh, all right, okay, so so I don't need so much in there. So let's just pull that through. I gotta laugh at myself, otherwise I'd cry. Oh, I need a little bit more, just in case we need to put a nice pretty bow in it. There you go. This is going to be quite a thin closure, but anyway, that's the best I could do. Oh, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Might glue that down, I don't know. But anyway, let's just see how this is going. Sticking all right. I can't even remember if I mentioned these. So I've got these lovely little cogs, which I've used on the front there, and I've glued them with Fabri-Tac. I really can't remember what I've just done now, so yes, I'm just going to repeat what I've said probably. And I've made a heck of a mess with the Fabri-Tac as well. Okay, so at least we've resolved a problem. And I can stop worrying about that. Okay, what was I going to do now? So I've got that glued there. And I have put together a signature. And I've used one of Rachel's freebies, which is this lovely collier. And it had a glower there, which is glow, obviously, in Welsh. Glower. And but unfortunately I printed it on the wrong paper. I printed it on really lightweight copier paper. I think it's 75 grams, which I purchase in Tesco's every now and again. But so I need to strengthen that up a little bit. I can't put too many pages in the signature because this will become too bulky. But I've just put a selection of, where's Mam Gu there? Granny. I might tart her up a little bit with a bit of a steampunk edge. We don't know if we have time. And I've just used some of Rachel's kits. And I think it's from Urtali, but I could be wrong. And I've just put in an encyclopedia page there, which is like a freaky kind of under the sea kind of thing. Adding to the mystical element of the steampunk. So it's just, and it's all either tea dyed or coffee dyed. What I've done there is I've already gone ahead and just put a little piece on the back to strengthen the cover. I could have made that into a pocket, but I don't want the bulk because I'll be doing different pockets here. So I just need to go ahead and strengthen this. So I'll just put that to a side for a minute. And what I've got is I've got some cardstock here. I know it's going to cover up the lovely lamp, but I'm going to glue that down, and on the inside I've got this scrappy piece there, which I've grunged up a little bit more with some Distress Oxide and coffee. So we'll just glue this. I'm not going to sew. So that's my cover for my journal. Really simple, nothing too bulky. Oh, there's a little bit over there, so let's just trim that off because it'll annoy me. Okay, let's get our mini journal cover back. Or you could call it a mini folio journal. I don't know what you'd call it really. Okay. So, I think that's nice and I quite like that there like that. If this was a different style, I'd obviously be adding lace to that, but I don't have lace that's suitable for a male steampunk, but I reckon a female steampunk one, you could go to town with all different types of grungy lace. And you know, I've used fabric there, and that looks alright. And I got to try and tie that colour into this as well, so that'll be a little bit of a job to do. Right, so far this is what we got. So that will go like that, and that will go like that. So it's closing with that in. So what we need to do now is we need to sew in the signature. No measuring, guys. No, 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 no. We are not going to measure. We are just going to poke holes in. Now what I could do actually is I could use my crocodile. Should we do that? I don't normally use my crocodile, but I think maybe I will. I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So middle is about, I don't know, about there. I'll put a hole there, maybe a hole there. Looks about right. Got my crocodile on hand here. So let's pop a hole in there. Oop. And a hole in there. I think if this was a folder that wasn't so sturdy, you could get away with not having a spine, and you could have it just wrapping around your journal cover. And I do like that style, but because I've used card in the beginning, you kind of have to go that way. Right, okay, so what I need to do now is I need to measure that up, and then I've got a little bit of room here because I used A3 cardstock to make the base. So what I need to do is, and I think I'm going to have to use a pen for this, is mark where those holes are. So just make sure I've got it quite equal there, and then put some marks there. Okay, make sure that's all together. And I'm not going to use my crocodile for that, I'm just going to use my pokey tool. Okay, so if you ever do make a mistake and you punch the holes in the wrong place in your signature, don't despair, just cover it up with some lace, fabric, piece of paper like I've done, piece of scrap paper. Don't worry about it. This is what junk journaling is all about, yeah. It really truly is. Okay. I got some wax thread. Yeah, I'm going to go with black, I think. I don't know. Actually, the other one I've got to hand here is like a coppery colour. Let's go with the coppery. I'm not going to include any tails or anything, so I'm just literally going to do 2.5 the size of the journal. That's about right. Get a suitable needle here. I'm going to have the tails of the thread on the inside. Pop that in there. Make sure it's the right way around. Fold my tail, go in there, get it through the middle. She says. Oop, it popped in there eventually. Come on. Doesn't want to go in. I really would have been better off using a crocodile. Take note, viewers. I think it's just one of those days. One of those days where everything's gonna be double the challenge. Okay, put that either side there. Feed the spare bits through. Pull tight. Tie one way. Tie another way. Tie the opposite way again. And I will trim. And there we have it. There's Grandma. She's not looking happy with me, is she? I know what she's thinking. You didn't do a very good job of that, Missy. And I wholeheartedly agree with her. It was quite a botch up of a job. Okay. This is what we have so far. Still a little bit to do. I'm going to take a break, have a cup of tea, and hopefully get some energy to finish this off today. So I shall be back with you literally in a second on video, but it'll probably be about an hour otherwise. I've had a bit of a break and been playing, trying to do a little bit of mixed media on some masterboards, and forgive my fingers, they do look a bit icky, but it's just a bit of distress bay. What I'd like to do now is to decorate this plain part, which is the middle section of the mini journal. And when I was making the where is it, the front cover here, I did try out some of the stencils with different paint and things, and so this is pretty much the same technique on here as here, but instead of using the super heavy gesso, I just used the stencil, and I just used paint and then covered it with Distress Bay, so that's given it like a nice sort of punky grungy finish. I did the same then with this one on cardstock, and I used some of the Ready Brown paint that I mixed on some paper, on some packing paper. So what I thought I would do is cut these into 3 pockets and alternate them, because I want to bring that red in and then step them up. So I've measured this across there, and it's about 13, just over 13 centimetres. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these first to the right width. Oops, just shaking the camera there. my, let's fold this up there for a minute, so it's to the edge. Well, actually it might make it easier if I just measure this. So we just got just over 21, so about a 7. Oh, I'm just gonna eyeball it a minute. Because I don't want the pocket to be too high. So that will go like that. That goes there, like that. It doesn't matter which way I do this round because the patterns are interchangeable, so it doesn't matter whether they're upside down or not. But yeah, so if I cut that across there, I'm still going to have that showing there. So that is what I want. Right, okay. We'll get there. We will get there. Eventually. And before I glue them down, I need to punch holes in them, I think. I really can't work this out. I don't know what is wrong with me. It's not going to work out. It's really not going to work out. I don't know. I got to laugh at myself. I don't know how many times I've said that as well. Okay, so I'm not going to glue the bottom of that one because I want the tags to slip down because I don't want short tags. And the way I've cut it, I've cut it too short, so it's going to be shorter than I planned. So I need to glue that on there first. Let's do that first. And I'm going to put it on here so see if it makes any sense. And I'm going to measure what I have cut. So it's about 5.5 there. So I'm just going to put some glue on the edge there. Tidy this edge up. Now you could glue there and glue there, so you'd have 3 separate pockets, but I am going to, let's have a look, if I put something in there, I want a couple of large tags, so I'm going to leave them all open, which means I just need to glue down the edge there. And of course you could sew, but I'm not going to sew. So just some simple pockets there. Which I can embellish a bit later. And let's have a look what else we need to do. So we've got our pockets there. Still need to do something there. That's pretty much finished. I've got to do something here. And I've also got my coin envelope here. And I need to do some decorating on that and decorate this. Because that's going to go on there. Like that. And detach, you know, you'd be able to detach it, so I'm going to put a clip there. So that needs a bit of tarting up. So I think next I am going to have a look at what I can find for this side here. I've got this film strip die cut, and what I thought I would do is use these images in each one and put that then as my decoration here. But I need to grunge this up a bit first. So I'm going to go ahead, grunge it up. I'll leave the camera on, but speed it up. And see how we get on. I've got my Distress Oxide spray here. I've got a bit of Lindy Stardust spray in Steampunk Sepia. Seems appropriate. I've got, what else have I got here? Got my gold, my gilding polish. I'm looking for my coffee. Oh, here we are. Bit of coffee. And Distress spray stain if we need that as well. So I'm just going to go ahead, make a huge mess and see where I get on. Okay, so I decided to, look at my fingers, I decided to add a bit of colour to this as well, because these images are, the way I've printed them, so that they are just really quite monotoned, if you know what I mean. So I thought, yeah, I'll just add a little bit of colour there. So what I need to do now is cut these, so I'm going to do that off camera, otherwise I'm going to bore you to death. And I'll stick them in, and then we can have a look to see how this turns out. This is what it looks like. A little bit fiddly because the strips are so narrow. So I just glued them going across on the back there. And what I thought I'd do is I'd use one of my steampunk clusters and pop that there so that you can see it just popping out there like that. Put that there like that. And then that's just a nice little embellishment for that part of the cover. So I'll just go and glue it. there you go. That's that part done. So we've got that. I need some kind of tag in there. Might do something more to that, not sure yet. I like that as it is. And I don't know if you can tell, there's some green tinge there, and basically that's come through because I've put coffee dye, well, mixed coffee and spray and everything, so it turns the inkjet ink, it brings the green out of the pigment. I need some tags and things in there. This, I don't think I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to leave it like that and just put something to the side there and to the side there. That's okay for now. We've still got that bit to do. So I'll have a think about what I'm going to do next, and then I will be back. My desk is awash with lots of little bits and pieces to start decorating this mini journal. What I'd like to kick off with is doing a couple of tags for there to fit into the pocket, and also I want a large journaling card to fit down there. So as part of Rachel's 100-day challenge and the collaboration that we're doing, I made this masterboard, very grungy, steampunk, hopefully, masterboard, just on a piece of paper there. So I'm going to cut this up, embellish it a little bit, and hopefully we can use it in the journal. I'll probably speed this bit up enough that you won't get too bored, and I'm just going to crack on and have a bit of a play. There you go. What I found when I was doing this masterboard, I had used my Uhu stick to stick the backing paper down before I did the mixed media, and yeah, I had quite a lot of problems with it rising up, and it, it's still, I don't know, the paint and the sprays and everything, it did affect the just the quality really of it. These little cogs, they stick okay with arc glitter glue. They're not too bad at all. You just got to hold them down a little bit. You could, of course, instead of buying something, well, you've got to buy something, haven't you, obviously, but I did pick these up. This was on Amazon, washers, and I picked this up in Lidl's, no, it's not a British store, I think it's a German store, isn't it? But anyway, it's in UK. And you could burnish them and do things and use some mixed media to change the image of them, but I just haven't had time as part of the collaboration, unfortunately, so so these have come in very handy. So it's just very simple. I will put a link below to the digital kits I've used, and this one as well. This was Victoria Designs that I purchased quite a long time ago, and I've just realised I've done it upside down, but I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so that will go very snugly in there. And I'm going to leave it sticking out as well, because I like that look. In fact, I might even put something on the top. Okay, so what have I got here? So I've just got some grungy paper ruffles. So I think I'll use some of that. And I am going to staple them on. There we go. That's my journaling card. I have got some fabulous, I've cut these up from the paper pads, the 12 by 12 paper pads I bought. And I don't normally use stuff like this, even though I guess they're the same as the digital kits. But I think with digital kits, it seems to be easier to manipulate them and do things to them, whereas these I don't really want to touch them because they're so detailed anyway. It just seems a shame to cover it, so I kind of miss putting my own touch to it. But anyway, they are great. So I'm going to put some of these in here because I just think they look fab, and they just bring a lot of colour to my pockets. I love this one. That is probably my favourite. So I'm just going to put those in there like that. I love this one too. And maybe she's my favourite, so... Oh, I can't have them both showing, can I? Oh. Oh. Right, we'll do that like that. This is quite a shallow pocket, so the choice is I either put something, and that works quite well because obviously I've got that mistake there, so I could do that. And I was thinking then of using these two if they're small enough, like that. And I've got some of this left over, so I think what I'll do is I'll cut this into I'm trying to make the most of it. Oh, just cut it, Steph. Good grief. So it's 8.5. Everything is falling on my desk. I got so much on my desk. The joys. The joys. So I'll do that like that. That like that. What can I decorate it with? I think most of my clusters here are too big. I did have a small one here somewhere, but I think I've lost it. Where's it gone? Can't find it. Oh, there it is. Quite like that there. I love this. Okay, let's just glue this on. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to back these, straighten them up a little bit, and then I'll pop on and I'll show you what else I've done in the background as well that I'm hoping to fit into this little journal. I'll show you what I've finished making in a second, but I just want to finish off this back page because my plans have changed for it. Originally I was going to do either a notepad with some paper or put some pockets on and more tags, but this is getting quite chunky now, and I think it'll be a little bit annoying on the back on this one. Plus I really like this, I just think it's really pretty. So I've just got a couple of little pieces here that I'm going to play with. Just, I don't know, just to give a little bit of my own touch, I suppose. I'm just going to have a play and just see where these fit. And I've got some cogs. I can pop on. Okay, so I'm not going to fuss around too much. I'm just happy to just have a bit of a, you know, just pop things on there. So let's get this butterfly on first. Just got this one here. No, actually, do I want to put that one there? I was going to try and use some of my bulky ones which I haven't used inside the mini journal, but they are super cute. There you go. So I'm quite happy with that. Once the glue dries, of course. Right, so while that's gluing, I'll show you what I've done. I'm not going to do a flip through at the as part of this section of the video, because I will be doing it as part of the intro and main collaboration video. This is the coin envelope that I've made, and I'm sure I mentioned it before, but this is a tutorial by 49 Dragonflies. I've just used cardstock there and roughly cut a square out, and then put some backing on it. Nice little cog there. This was made from masterboard, and I've just put some more cogs on there, and then inside just got some really simple ephemera and a nice letter there. Like I said, I'll do the flip through at the beginning of the video. And we've got another gentleman with his wings. And on the back, I made that frame just using Rachel and Bella's photographs from, I think it's the Welsh ephemera kit, or it's the Urtaili kit. There'll be links to both anyway that you'll be able to find. And I've cut out some of the cardstock image there, put a little bit there, label, I think that's from Witchcraft You Do. Vibe Vintage, I think it's called. You'll find the link in the Etsy store link in the description box. So I didn't do too much to that really, because the main part of this was the actual masterboard that I made. Okay, so that's finished. Then I cut up the other masterboard I made, and I made, let's have a look, what else have I got here? These, so that's my large journaling tag. These are small ATCs, artist trading cards. Not quite the right size, but they needed to fit where they were going in the journal. And a couple of little tags there, all embellished. And I haven't done a great job, but I've gone round where I've stuck things on. I've just gone round with a Stabilo All pencil and some water, just to bring them out a little bit so that they stand out. Okay, so I've done those. What I've also made from some scraps, I used some of the photographs from Rachel's kit. And I've also used, you can get some of these frames from Amazon. So let me just get all my pictures out. Oh, there's another tag here. Forgot about that. Another tag from my masterboard. I think that's probably my favourite one. So these two are just made from scraps, and I've just put some light embellishments on, and you can write on the back. These are from, you can buy these off Amazon, but they're a bit of a pain to cut the middles out. But they're quite handy for some projects. And I made that one. This one is from Tracy Fox Creative, and the link will be down below. I made a coin envelope, so this is from Rachel's kit. So it just opens up. I don't think I've actually got anything in there. No, so I'll probably pop that in there for now. Safe. And I've just used some cutouts there that's Trace Vellum, and that's one of my scrappy clusters. So yes, so that was from Rachel's kit. And now this one is, I think it's Victoria Designs, the envelope. And I just done some messy bits in there. This is one of Rachel's printouts, and it's hymnau sheet, Mynegau i'r Materion. There's a bit of fun there, a bit of Welsh, and I've just put a very simple collage there from the 12 by 12 cardstock. I got a couple of these as well, so just see if we can fit them in the journal. Righty, I got a couple of things in here as well that I've put in. Oh, I had a bit of a mishap. I did make tabs to go all the way down there, and I made them, you can see there, I made them from little faces. They're Tracy Fox as well. But unfortunately, even though I only had a little bit sticking out, when the journal went together and was folded, they just were really getting in the way, so I just had to cut them off. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. But anyway, that's life. So I've got this encyclopedia page of Freaky Fish, which I thought fit really well in this journal. So that's going to go there. And my two very slim tags. Let's see what else I got here. Yeah, so they go in there like that. And here I've used one of my scrappy clusters as a text spot. So I'm going to pop her in there. And a tag. Mind you, I got all these as well, so Meinir can go in there as well. And another text spot there. So we'll put the key in there. We'll keep Myfanwy, I think. We'll put Grumpy Grandma, Mamgi. Keep that one. And I think we can put her just in the side there. Okay. Got a little pocket there. And I just put a couple of things in there, and I think I could pop her in there. And then I put another pocket there. And in here I want the journaling card to go in. And it's a snug fit. Quite happy for it to be sticking out. And then my pockets, my envelope is going to go in there, like that. This is one of Rachel's, from Rachel's kit. Vela Brevar Heath. Okay. Not quite sure what that is really. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's something to do with music. I'll have to have a look at it properly next time. Okay, so that's going to go there. And where's my thin little... Have I used it? I'm going to take that out of there. Pop that, that's supposed to sit there like that. And then, oh actually if I just take that out, and put my coin envelope there. It's quite interactive. And then on the side here, so I've got a couple of the cardstock tags, and I've just put my scrappy, I always forget the name of them, paper ruffles. And I'm going to add in my little ATCs there like that. And Mama can sit just in the middle there. And we did say we were going to put Myfanwy in here as well, didn't we? So there goes Myfanwy. She can pop in there as well because she just about fits. Okay. And then here is the front, and on the front my coin envelope sits, and I've just got a miniature bulldog clip which I bought from Amazon a long time ago. Wish I had some more antique looking ones, but I only had a black one, so that'll have to do. So that sits there like that. Okay, we're nearly there. And remember our little closure. So pop that back there like that. And fold that in there. And fold that there. And then that goes there. This goes round here. And with a little bit of force, because it's a chunky monkey now, we can tie it. And there it is. That is my attempt at a steampunk mini journal. I hope you've enjoyed these videos, and now I need to crack on with the other style.